One.
And first and foremost, we want to give all praises and glory and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakak Wadash. We want to give honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone for ruling well and teaching us his truth. We want to give peace and salutation to all you Akim and the highways and byways doing his work sincerely and faithfully. This is a small portion of GMS Boston. I'm the brother Amwan with the brother
Corrupt.
And we come back to feed the lamb, and we hope to be edified. And we have a little article that we found on the RT News, and you can see on the screen. On the headline, it reads, thousands of anti-V mandates protesters descend on D.C. As you can see, there's a video, but underneath it reads, crowd marches from the Washington Monument to the Lincoln Memorial in opposition to the C-19, V orders. You see? So we're in the time where, prophecies are speaking, right off the back. You should think of precepts like what? Second Ezra, the 15th chapter, Second Ezra, the 9th chapter, you know what I'm saying? All this talking about, the sedition and, the uprising of the people and, people coming against the princes, meaning the government, the rulers, the mayors, you know what I'm saying? Concerning this matter, what we're talking about, and here is, you want to read a little bit before we go into some precepts?
Yeah, I'll bring up a quick precept if you don't mind.
Oh yeah, come.
I'll get to the second chapter. Block your ability.
That's all good.
Habakkuk 2:1, and it reads, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I should answer when I am reproved. And the Lord Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry.
Come. So that's right. So the vision is set for an appointed time. And what is the vision referring to? It's referring to these prophecies, man. The things that are written in the scriptures. Going to what? Revelations 19:10. That says that the testimony of Yahushua is what? Is the spirit of prophecy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So pretty much we know what's going on, and we know how to measure the time that we in is by prophecy, by the things that was written thereof. Just like when Yahushua told the angel to go to John to sanctify the things that he seen, to write it down, because these things must surely come to pass. And now we're in the time where these things are speaking, man. They're no longer delaying. So this is how we know that we're getting closer and closer to the end times, based off the tokens that was left behind. And this is a major crisis that's going on, that's linking up to prophecies. That's going to link to leading to the road to the MOTB. Then from there on, you know what I'm saying, the Third World War, and hastening for coming when our Lord Yahushua is going to come back. But this is a process, and one of the process is dealing with this pandemic, But yeah, you got it up. You got some?
Yeah, so going into the article, this is from RT.com. It reads, thousands of protesters descends on DC. And there's a video, so we're going to click on the video, show a little clip of that. It's this crowds march from the Washington Monuments to the Lincoln Memorial in opposition of the 19 orders, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's thousands of demonstrators took to the streets of Washington, D.C. on Sunday in a protest against the It says, with demonstrators calling for an end to medical segregation. Protesters chanted, my body, my choice, no mandates, and we the people will not comply, as they marched from the Washington Monument to the Lincoln Memorial. This event featured a number of prominent speakers, including former Trump administration health official Dr. Paul Alexander and the mRNA researcher Dr. Robert Malone, as well as at least 10 other doctors, and Robert F. Kennedy Jr., the nephew of 35th U.S. President John F. Kennedy, son of assassinated Attorney General Robert F. Kennedy. All right, so you have some big names out there. All right. Or to the world, these people have men of some type of status. All right. It says no. It says look around the defeat. Look around to defeat the mandates rally taking place at Lincoln Memorial. So we're gonna play this video, this little clip, play a few of them.
Medical freedom has been hijacked by hospitals, by insurance companies, by the government, and by big pharma. Doctors, now is the time to stand up and save our profession.
Government officials should not tell physicians how to treat their own patients. Now interfering with the nation's physician-patient relationship.
As a result of institutional interference and blocking treatments proven to cure at a near 100% rate.
And then we'll get to hear from another hero, Dr. Aaron Periotti.
Hey. And this is a prime example of what like the scripture speaks on, that word sedition. And let's get the definition of that really quick.
It's funny, I had it right here too, but you got it. Go ahead,
if you got it, you can read it. I'll just pull it up on the screen.
All right, con. It says the word sedition. It says conduct or speech and inciting people to rebel against the authority of a state or monarchy. You see? So a conduct or a speech. So these mandates are what's arousing the people up, man, because they fed up. They don't want to follow suit to what the government is putting out there, knowing the fact that these vaccine hasn't really been on it's only been on a clinical trial. It hasn't been approved by no FDA, and people and the government pretty much is still pushing it upon the people, and they seeing the outcome of it, and pretty much people are not on board with the protocol or the orders. So because of that, people are now standing up and rebelling, and marching the streets. You know what I'm saying? You got something? Now go ahead, Doc.
Yeah, I was gonna go into something real quick. Before I get going to some of the similar words. So when you go to the origin of the word, right? It says late Middle English in the sense of violent strife. From Old French or from Latin sedition or sedition, or from sed, which means apart. All right, so it says apart, and it's what is it? Idiom, well, Salaki, if I butcher that up, it says going, right? So it says going apart. You know what I'm saying? So that means that division. That's exactly what's happening when sedition is happening in the world, or sedition is happening amongst the people towards those that are in power. What that means is there's a great division happening. All right, and eventually a sedition is going to get ramped up. If it doesn't get fixed, it's going to ramp up to become something much more worse, which ultimately is going to lead to what? People taking matters into their own hand. All right, because how often are you going to go out there and protest? How long are you going to go out there and keep saying the same thing and keep marching? Some people are going to eventually get fed up, and they're going to start taking matters to their own hand, as the scripture says. But you're going to grab that precept. But this is another word. Some of the similar words. It says provocation. All right, it says inflaming. So provocation also goes into the word provoke. It says rebellion, revolt, insurrection, rioting, insurgent, disobedience. All right, disobedience to who? Those that in power. Those who are making the laws, making these mandates. All right. You see, but also you got the word resistance, right? And I'm gonna get the definition for the word resistance, right? Resistance, the refusal to accept or comply with something, the attempt to prevent something by action or argument. See? All right, so the refusal, so you don't want that. You're declining it, you're denying it, and that's what you're gonna stand on. You're gonna say something, Mark?
Not just to add on. It's showing you that this is the problem, because it's affecting people's livelihood, man, to the point where they're no longer saying that if you don't take this thing, that you're gonna lose your job, right? Everyone works to what? To put food on the table, take care of their families, to pay bills. You know what I'm saying? When these things start to interfere with your life and the things around you, then it becomes serious. Then people, like you're saying, people won't start taking matters to their own hand, because if you can't get food, then how you gonna feed your kids? It's three things they usually say in the word, old saying, that three things you don't mess with a person's personal life is what? Is their money, food, and their children, their kids. No in particular order, but just any one of them three. And based off what's going on off these decrees, man, it was causing people to act irrational and protest. And pretty soon it's a calm protest at the moment. Not really so calm, but people are just marching with picket sign and saying my choice, my body. But pretty soon, a couple months go more, it's gonna be more radical. It's gonna be more burning up places and taking shit. You know what I'm saying? As we're gonna get into the scriptures, but just wanted to add on to that, brother. But you got it out.
So now, just to add on to that point, when you go to the next one, right? It says armed or violent opposition. Look at some of the similar words for that. It says opposition is to fight, battle, stand, struggle, confrontation, defiance, right? It says another one says a secret organization resisting authority, especially in an occupied country. You got underground, you got freedom fighters, you got guerrillas. So you got a lot of these Edomites who are part of these militias, all right, these gun-toting Edomites, these conservatives, those that hold near and dear the Constitution, right? Guess what? They're out there, they're protesting. All right. You see, you have Jake that's out there that's just laying down. You're gonna have some Jake in the midst that's going to protest, but you also have some Jakes that don't take it serious enough or that just comply with Esau even. But when you look at Esau's out there. Esau's trying to fight for his constitutional right. All right. Why? Because America was made for them. All right. It was built up for them. So now they're seeing that America's falling. You know, now they want to go out there and try to hold on to a little bit that they have. You know, that's why when you look at when Donald Trump is in office, you know, look at the energy that you know, look at the energy that they came with. They stormed in the Capitol building. You know what I'm saying? So they're showing you that that was just the beginning. Now it's going to intensify more and more because guess what? The decrees are starting to affect people. You know, the decrees are starting to hit. But you got it out.
I got a precept for you. Just back you up, brother.
What you got? Isaiah?
It's Isaiah 10:1. And it says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed, and turn aside the. So like, go ahead. So like,
this is woe unto them that decree unrighteous decree, right? And that right grievousness which they have prescribed. Why is that? Because you know they're about to witness something because of the unrighteous decree. They're about to start seeing great destruction. They're about to see as people call it the shit hit the fan. They about to witness that, you know what I'm saying? And guess what? A lot of these politicians are gonna get caught in the midst. There was in a country where I guess there was protesting and they grabbed up a lot of the politicians and they was throwing them in the dumpster. You know what I'm saying? They was beating them up, slapping them up. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what's gonna happen here, but far more worse. All right.
That's right.
You got it, Art.
Yeah, like you're saying, it's gonna be a civil war here on American soil, man. And so much so that add on what you said. I recently just read on the newspaper that the governor over here, Michelle Wu.
Yep.
She pretty much she had people protesters stalking her home, waiting outside to attack her and shit like that. So it's about to hit the fan, just going right, coming straight off Second Ezra 15 chapter, man.
Yep.
You know, but I'm gonna continue on verse 2. It says, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, and that the widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless. You see? So and you know, so crazy, Esau is doing this on purpose. He's trying to justify his actions, man. Like he got that mechanism, the problem, reaction, solution, or you might know as order out of chaos. So, well, this is what you got to do, because we know what comes next. You know what I'm saying? We know the lockdowns and more mandates, and the army, the cavalry is going to be patrolling. You know what I'm saying? and making their rounds and trying to quell down all the rebels and the rebellions and the outbreaks that's gonna be in the streets, man. We already seen it with different organizations, different fights, different plights, as in what the Black Lives Matter. You see what I'm saying? All this is just a pre-trial to what's really about to come, because at the end of the day, we know that Esau has but a short time, so he's gonna come down with great wrath. He's gonna make sure he's gonna implement and try to fulfill that new world order. But yeah, bro, that was it on that.
I want to continue to get a little bit more on this because a small counter protest of just a handful of people could also be seen at the event, while one woman was recording having a meltdown over the protesters, accusing them of being white supremacists and supporters of former President Donald Trump. You see, we had mentioned Donald Trump, and that's what they doing, man. Real quick. It says Isaiah 19 and 2, it says, and I will set the Egyptian against the Egyptian. They shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. And look, the Egyptians are fighting against Egyptians. All right. Look at it. You got Proud Boys versus BLM, which BLM, have a lot of Edomites in that protest. Antifa, You know what I'm saying? You have the Democrats versus the Republicans, the left versus the right. You know what I'm saying? This is all happening on a big scale, man, and it's going to intensify. But I'm gonna play this video real quick. These people losing their mind.
Man. So and we know Esau ain't backpedaling either. He going full fledged, man. Like what's that saying about the crisis? Like I say
never let it go to waste.
Yeah, they ain't letting this shit go back. We ain't going back until going back to normal, as they would say. This is it right here, man. Esau's gonna play on this until he gets to the last stop. You know what I'm saying? Which we know what that is, man. Feeling that to fulfill his enterprise. But this right here is going to cause feathers to it's going to ruffle up many feathers. It's going to have people out of their mind. It's going to make people do irrational things, man. But this is all what the prophecies are saying. But this, guess what? All this, like the Lord said, even to our people, but how much more for these Edomites and these other nations that are here? He said, well, Isaiah 30:1 says this, that woe to our people, to the rebellious children that walk down into Egypt. You know what I'm saying? That walk not after the Lord's spirit, not after his counsel. What did the Lord say? Because you put your trust in Egypt and your strength, that it's going to be what? Your confusion and your shame. And this is what's happening, man. You know what I'm saying? There's no more that good old America, man. All that is being flushed down the drain, and people are realizing that their livelihood ain't the same. They're gonna lose all their 401k, their bonds, their jobs, and it ain't gonna be shit but survival of the fittest out in the streets, man. And families are taking place. You see more of these pestilence, so things about to get worse and worse, like the prophecy says. You got
I want to jump to this article real quick. I'm not gonna just gonna read the title. Probably jump down. It says truckers head to Ottawa in freedom rally against the mandates. Right. It says the cross-border mandates for truckers in and out of Canada have caused a stir among the trucking community. By Sunday, truckers from around the country embarked in several convoys headed to Ottawa, Canada's capital, to protest a federal mandate, according to CBC News. It is called the Freedom Rally against the federal mandates from cross-border truckers. Canadian truck drivers are furious with the Jan 15 order. All right, and it says into 2 weeks, quarantine and the testing before crossing into Canada. All right. So I'm not gonna dig too deep into it. Just show that man, it's even heading towards the truckers are even protesting, and once the truckers stop moving, you know that it's going to affect these countries. It's going to affect Canada. It's going to affect America. It's going to affect South America. All these countries that get their shipments delivered by trucks. You know, it's going to affect these stores, and it's going to affect the people. And once again, that's when irrational thinking happens. That's when people are going to start leaning into their own understanding and try to figure out how they're going to get food, how they're going to protect their family. It's already bad enough that they're starting with this. You need identification. I'm gonna use that word. And you need identification to enter into these restaurants and these stores and stuff. So it shows you exactly where this is going. All right, but let's get this real quick. Let's get Second Ezra 15.
Go.
All right, Second Ezra 15 and verse 14. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hand. For there shall be seen, it's like it, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power." All right.
Yeah. So you see the words, the key words there. For there should be sedition amongst men, invading one another. You know what I'm saying? It says they shall not regard their kings nor prince, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. So it's going to be a lawless society. No one's going to give a fine fuck about no Joe Biden, about no your mayors and your government. You know what I'm saying? Because look what's going on. The reason why they're protesting is because they're not on board. They're against it. They're refusing. They're resisting. So with that being said, that means what? They're going to take matters to your own hand because these government ain't going to uplift these mandates. You know what I'm saying? They're going to pursue it, and those that's not on board, it's going to be caught in the crossfire in the midst of the battle that's going to be taking place. Because if you can't buy food to provide, you're going to take it, man. You're going to rob. You're going to steal. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna have pity because you don't be worrying about yours. So all that being said is they're creating that environment, that stage where that the battlefield is going to be right here in your neighborhood, right near you in your city. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere, wherever you at, across America. You know, and this is the battle. This is the warning that the scriptures are giving us. This is why we can come and filter it out through news and link it up to precept, because this is how we measure our prophecies. This is how we measure the time. And this is where the time these things are starting to speak, like that brother brought out in Habakkuk, the second chapter, the third verse, that the vision is set for an appointed time. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it shall surely come. And now it's speaking. You see, but this has never ever happened before in an entire life in America. And you know what I'm saying? To where point where everything's on standstill. You know what I'm saying? Where people are getting fired, unemployment is on all-time high. You know what I'm saying? The crime rates, the food shortage, you know what I'm saying? Earthquakes, you know what I'm saying? So, but it's just showing you, man, this got to be it. You know what I'm saying? What other book is mentioning about these things? This is why we say that the Bible is the number one book, man. And no one's going to is going to mate with the scripture, with the Holy Scriptures, because what? Because this book is alive. This book speaks of things that's happening now, and it spoke and it was written aforetime. But you know, you got some, bro?
Yeah, just to even back you up on the scripture when it says, it says they should not regard their kings nor princes, in the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So I got this little clip that I want to play. I'm not gonna read it. As you can see, you can read it for yourself. There's some names is in there. You know, you say certain names, they clip your video. But I'm gonna just play the little clip.
All right, guys.
All right, and that's them not regarding their kings nor princes, man. All right, they have a wanted poster with all their faces on it. All right, so it's showing you that these people are like they're not with it, man. All right, and once again, this is ultimately setting the stage for something greater to happen, which we know is at the time of Jacob's trouble. but the scripture speaks upon a time like never before. All right. And hey, man, you know, it's needful that these things to happen because, you know, whenever there's a downfall of an empire, a fall of an empire, these things happen. You have protests, you have rioting, you have sedition, you have uproars of the people, you have the currency deflated, you have food shortages and things like that happening. You have wars and things. These are all signs that we're at the end of Esau's age, man. We're at the end of Esau's kingdom, man. All right, and it's a beautiful sight to the elect of Yahweh Shem Shah. All right, why? Because we understand, and we can. We understand. It's just like in the book of Acts, the first chapter, when the apostles was asking the Lord Yahweh Shah, "Hey Lord, is it now that you're going to restore the kingdom back into Israel?" Now we can witness, and now we can say with our mouths that, yo, we're close. We're so much closer now than it was when the apostles had asked the Lord. All right, because guess what? The Lord told us when you see these things, because they inquired of what the end, but the Lord said when you see these things, just know that you're in those times. Just like Ezra's, when Ezra asked, said, when you see these things, just know that you're in those times. And speaking of that, I got that right here. This is Second Ezra 9:1. I'm gonna actually start at verse 61. So
Not so.
This is Second Ezra 8:61. It says, and therefore is my judgment now at hand. These things have I not showed unto all men, but unto thee, and if you like thee. Then answer I and said, behold, O Lord, now hast thou shown me the multitude of thy wonders, which is what the prophecies are. You had basically explained and showed me the things that you said was going to happen. But now Ezra want to get more particular. He want to get more specific. Well, it says, which thou will begin to do in the last time, but at what time? All right. So he said, yeah, you revealed what you're gonna do in the last time, but exactly what time are you gonna do these things? He said, but at what time thou has not showed me. All right. Is that not the same thing that the apostles are asking? The disciples that asked Yahweh Shah when they were sitting in Matthew the 24th chapter, the 3rd verse. You know, he said, when shall be the sign of thy coming? When shall be the end of the world? Right? Let me paraphrase. So verse 1 says, 9:1, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest parts of the times past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand it is the very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Now, once you start seeing them clues, the Lord left clues.
Right.
And you start seeing, and this is a clue. This right here. Esau being exposed, the wicked being revealed. You know, the man of sin, the son of perdition, what is it? The witchcraft not working. You know what I'm saying? People, was the great division that's happening amongst them? Egyptian versus Egyptian. These are all the signs. So this is a time for us to rejoice, man. All right. So let's continue on verse 3. It says, therefore, when thou shalt be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. You know what I'm saying? So it's happening. These protests are not just only happening here in America, it's happening across the four corners of the earth. You see, we just read an article of Canada's going through it. What about what's going on in Australia? What about what's going on in Austria? What about what's going on in the UK? What about what's going on all over the place, man? You know, these things is happening. All right. So that is like I said, it's the perfect indicator to know, all right, we're getting close. And it says, verse 4, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Prophecy. They were prophesied. You know what I'm saying? And it's continuously, but like as all that is made in the world had a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. You see? And once again, like we're going to use an example of a car. You know what I'm saying? When a car is starting to die out, it starts to give you those signs. You know what I'm saying? It don't have that same drive anymore. It gives you more problems. You have more things you got to kind of work on. Eventually, the car's just going to go. All right? Same with everything that's made in the world. When a person gets old, you know, they start losing their teeth. They're weaker than they once was. You know what I'm saying? These things are all signs. They bones start hurting. You know what I'm saying? So these are all the signs. Same with the earth. Same with the age, man. You
Yeah.
know, the eon. When it's the end of the age, you start witnessing that age. You know, even when once again, like in the Rome, when Rome fell, you know,
Yeah,
those
that's right.
signs
Yeah.
were shown. You know, and this is verse 6. Even so, the times also the highest have plain beginnings in wonders and powerful works, and endings in effects and signs. So that's a key indicator. Once again, he said the endings and effects and signs. So it's
Right.
perfect that Yahweh Shah say, pay attention now. Don't sleep on the signs. That's what's gonna be a major indicator, and that's what we look forward to in this current day. And this is why we rejoice. This is why we can do these blessings and say we're actually, you know, witnessing Babylon fall. All
Yeah,
right, you got it
that's
up.
right. Yeah. And like you said, bro, it's just this is the point we were making. Like the end is manifest, man. You know, like you're saying, we've been seeing signs in the sky, we've seen wonders, we've seen the chariots. All this is a prelude of Esau's kingdom to be destroyed. You know, men of sins being revealed. Well, you
Yep.
know, you ain't never seen no one driving a bus with
All those
all
people,
the
yeah.
top elites. You know what I'm saying? So that right there alone in itself is showing you, man, no one's regarding the kings or prince. No one cares no more. Everyone's fed up. Now you're about to see action. Now you're about to see the city troubled, man. Houses being destroyed. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the way the Lord is judging this place. People won't be so afraid. But this has to happen. If it wasn't so, the Lord wouldn't have these prophets see these
Hmm.
visions and write them down for us. You know what I'm saying? And for us, really, as us Israelites, those that are seeking the Lord in sincerity and truth, we're supposed to be taking heed to His word and prepare ourselves for the battle, because these things are going to happen. You can guarantee that. You know, heaven and earth is going to pass away, but the words of the Lord won't go out void, man.
Hmm.
But this is where we in. Second Ezra is speaking loud. Second Ezra, the 9th chapter, what the brothers just read, 9 and 15, Revelations is here. You know what I'm saying? A few more prophecies to come before the Lord actually comes, and with the all host of angels to come visit this place to wreak havoc and deliver the elect. You know, but this is what I'm saying, man. These people ain't gonna regard their prince or their kings. The course of their action is gonna be standing in their power. People's going to desire to go to a different place, to the next city, and won't be able to, you know, because of the lack of bread. Man should not have pity upon his neighbor. So all these things are taking effect. It's going to be an all-out war, man. It's going to be a civil war. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a race war. It's going to be a class war. It's going to be the state versus the people. You know what I'm saying? This is where we at. Then eventually it's going to be a kingdom against a kingdom, man. You know what I'm saying? Then it's going to be the nation, one realm versus another realm. You know, people on earth versus against our Lord. So everything is leading according to what the scriptures say. You know what I'm saying? So we're just happy to to see these things and be able to understand them and filter them and be the watchman to blow this trumpet to let you know what's going on. Just like the rest of the brothers and apostles and elders and on down out there doing the work. But you already got something?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
got some. We getting it off on here. This is Isaiah 55 and 10. It says, For as the rain cometh down, and the snow from heaven, and return not hither, the water of the earth, and maketh it bring forth and bud, that it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater, so shall my words be that go forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the things whereto I sent it.
Yeah, you see, just like when heaven comes down, when it rains, it pours, right? So, like the Lord said, man, when He said He's gonna do something, best believe He's gonna do something. It ain't gonna go out void. So all these things that we're seeing, the reason why the world is going in this course in this direction is because the Lord had declared the end from the beginning. And what people don't know is that this is the Lord's program. This is His movie.
Yep.
And the only people that can understand these things are who? Are the prophets. Because he said, sure, God would do nothing but reveal my secrets unto the servants of prophets. That's why we can filter and measure these things out. Because we've been given the Holy Spirit, the Rakakadash, to know these things. You know what I'm saying? And now we know that the Lord is definitely visiting this earth. That judgment is everywhere where you look at. People are being put to death. some type of calamity, some type of earthquake, some type of famine, some type of spirit of vengeance being activated, killing one another. It's here. We're in that time. We're in that time. But all we got is what? We got this. We got Yahweh Shem Shai, this truth and the brotherhood. And we're aware of these things. That's why we're trying to make our call on election sure. But for the rest of the world, they walk in such a great pride that the Lord is visiting them, is punishing them, and they don't know why. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to continue in their followingness, and they're going to be put to death. Well, for 2/3 of our people, they're not going to learn, but by death through pain. But the rest of these other nations, the heathen, this is their judgment for coming against the nation of Israel. So the Lord is pleading with them. And ultimately, we're going to have the elites in shackles and chains and heading into captivity, building our kingdom up as the prophecies and the judgment that are written thereof, pursuant to what? Psalms 149, from 5 and on down.
The whole chapter.
The whole chapter.
The whole chapter is good, man. But yeah, so that's it on my end. I don't know if you got anything else.
No, I'm good on this end, brother. But with that, man, we hope it was edifying. We want to give all praises and glory and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Barakat Kodash. Want to give double honor to the elders and apostles, a great millstone for ruling well and teaching us this truth. And peace and salutation and love to all you Akim on the highways and byways doing his work sincerely and faithfully. With that, we want to say Shalom.
Shalom.
Kwam Yasharallah.
Kwam Yasharallah.
Abad Babo.
Abad Babo.
Shalom.